Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the new topic, which is about the molecular modeling. The key concept underlying this topic are: what is molecular modeling? What is relationship between molecular modeling and drug design? And what methodologies are used for molecular modeling? And what are the different interactions in a molecule, ion, or the charge? Here is the overall picture of the molecular modeling that while starting from the series design or the synthesis design, after the designing, synthetic protocols are carried out. After the synthesis, the biological testing stage occurs, and at the biological testing stage, there are many stages which also results in the some uh, changes in the synthetic methodology in order to give or produce the more or the most biological active compounds. And after biological testing, there is stage for build up the structure activity relationship, or the QSAR, quantitative structure activity relationship, and molecular modeling as well. After this stage, and this stage is interrelated to the computer aided design, protein crystallography, NMR, and searches in the 3D databases, and de novo design. Similarly, this also leads towards the lead structures, and biological testing also connected to the lead structure in order to do some, you can say, changes in the molecule to produce the most potent lead compound, or structurally more, you can say, the importantly depicting or showing certain biological activity. It means that this stage is to produce the most useful, and useful in a sense, are pharmaceutically useful compounds. And the biological testing also leads to the candidate for the further drug development, and which leads to the investigations stage, or investigational new drug. And lastly, there is designing of the new drug, or the new drug which is produced, and it's now launched in the market after many stages, um, which undergoes through the clinical trials, which undergoes through the in vitro studies and studies on the small animals like guinea pigs, rabbits, and at the last stage after the clinical trial, it enters in the, you can say, it is now marketed for curing or coping with the certain diseases uh, to which the human beings are encountered. Before discussing the molecular modeling, you must know about the drug design. What's the drug design? Then, in short, drug design may be considered as an integrated whole approach, which essentially involves various steps. And the various among these various steps, important are: the first, the chemical synthesis of the drug molecule, and after the chemical synthesis, there is evaluation of these molecule in order to build up the activity spectrum, and uh, like antimicrobial activity, antifungal activity, is, you can say, carried out after the synthesis of the drug molecule. And this is also called bioscreening. Along with the bioscreening or the bioevaluation, there is also an important step which is called the toxicological studies. Toxicological studies mean that some drug may be designed which is important to kill the microorganism, or you can say to cure certain disease, but simultaneously this drug may also break down, or it's against the human being. It means that it's going to lyse the red blood cells. Therefore, toxicological studies are very important in order to show that drug toxicological potential should be low, but it's uh, like against certain ailment, or it may be to kill the fungal strain, it may be to kill the microbial strain, bacteria, virus, and so on. But it should be against the microorganism, but it shouldn't be against the human being. And then is the metabolism of the drug. Whole metabolism is also under the drug design. How drug is taken, how its pharmacokinetics will occur, how it will be metabolized, break down into active metabolites, and so on. They will reach to the active site in order to accomplish, or you can say display their biological activity. And biotransformation in the study of the various metabolites as well. And it's also an important step is to carry out the assay procedures. And lastly, there is formulation and the biopharmaceutics. Formulation mean how the drug will be formulated, in which formulation, as the tablet, as the capsule, as the suspension, as the emulsion, or as the you can say like application for like creams, etc. And what's the biopharmaceutics? It's the study which show how the drug absorption rate is affected by the various factors. And in last lecture, we have discussed many parameters and the factors which affect the absorption rate of the drug. And physical and the chemical parameter factors of the drug, and the route through which the drug is administered. Route means which may be enterol or the parenterol. And the drug design in the broader sense, it implies that the random evaluation of the synthetic as well as the natural product in the bioassay system. It means that there are many molecules which are synthesized through many series, through many protocol. It means that if we want to synthesize a certain aldehyde, then or the alcohol, there may be more than one route. It means that many molecules are collected through different synthetic protocols, and also from the natural product. Natural product means you have taken some herb, and you have taken it's like methanolic or ethanolic extract, like in case of its root extract or the leaf extract. And after the extraction, you will report that it's like a leaf extract is potent or the biological important in order to kill the certain bacteria, or to cure certain ailment. It means that there is random evaluation of the synthetic, means that there are 100 samples and you will take randomly like 10 samples. And after that, there is creation of the new drug molecule which are based on the biological active prototypes. It means that only the biological active molecules will go towards the synthesis, or towards the formulation of the newer drug molecule, and the which are less you can say biological important molecule, then we will discard that protocols, or the pathways, or the series, or you can say synthetic schemes as well. Here I have given uh, the terminologies which uh, I have found that they are the newer for the student. I have enclosed their information or the explanation in the brackets in order to understand it very well. Like the prototypes, what are the prototypes? It may be a device or the vehicle, from which other forms are developed. It means that some molecules are like primitive type, or the starting, or the parent, or after from that parent molecule, we are going to form the newer molecules, and derived from the either plant or the animal kingdom, and the synthesis of the congeners, which means that the biological active chemicals which exert an effect on the body or on the brains, and displaying interesting biological action, and finally precise design of the drug to enable it to interact with the receptor site, because the main function of the drug is after absorption it must be like transported through the systemic system, through to the active site, like it may be bounded with the certain albumin proteins, and unless or until it will reach its receptor, it will not bound tightly to the receptor side or the active side. And the receptor must be you must keep in mind that the receptor is just like the lock and key model, like drug molecule is like key, and like receptor is like an enzyme or the lock. It has an active side, and to which the drug molecule must be bound. It means that if the drug is randomly floating through the body in the blood, then it doesn't impart any function biological activity on the body. It means that drug must be reach its target in order to impart or show or display its pharmacological effect. And the receptor side efficaciously mean capable of having the to show or impart the desired results or the effect. Like I have made the drug or I have synthesized the drug, which I have reported. These molecules must show the antifungal activity. It means that if it was in my mind that such type of the molecule must show this activity, it means that uh, they must show, there must be, like if I have synthesized 50 molecules, there may be two or three molecules which are showing and rest of them are not showing. It means that in the drug design I have to reach at the stage at which I must report the molecules which are synthetically which are formed and they are biological active molecules. Next is intimate relationship prevailing between the molecular modeling and the drug design. And what's the yes, where there is very important relationship between these two, uh, because if we have not designed a drug, we have not designed or formulate a proper drug design, and molecular, we have not go through the molecular modeling procedure, then all our energies, chemicals will go like wasted. And it may be safely categorized into two uh, predominant aspects, like the quantitative structure activity problem, and it means that it's going to meet these aspects. And second is the interaction between the receptor and ligand complexes. The whole drug chemistry deals towards the receptor or the ligand. Its main receptor are the body parts or the tissues to which the drug is going to be bind, and the drug molecule will behave as the ligands. And therefore, first is the quantitative structure activity problem. It refers to the basic problems which are related to the rationalization of the biological activities, and without the availability of well-defined 3D structure information pertaining to the specific receptor. It means that if we have not rationalized the biological activity, we have not designed the protocol, and we have not known what type of biological activity will the drug show, but we haphazardly synthesize them. It means that all money, all like economically, it will be negative, all money, time, and the energy will be wasted. And if it's not first the 3D structural information is available, like first we will design the molecule in the like in software, and in software there is lot of information about the synthesized molecule and lot of information about the receptors. Receptor mean proteins, and these all proteins which are the secondary and tertiary structures which are present in the body, and towards these structures drug molecules are responsible to bind. And second is the interaction between the receptor and the ligand, and which particularly make use of the predetermined 3D structures of the ensuing therapeutic target with an view to design the novel drug or the new drug. It means that these 3D structures are predetermined, and this 3D structure information is present in the software or on the computer, and which are responsible or which results in the formulation of the drug in such a way that it must bind to the therapeutic target, and with a view that these designing of all these drugs are novel one. It means that these drug molecules are newly synthesized, and that are non-reported first, but similar type of the drug molecules may be reported earlier. It means that each and every step of the drug design, it's very systematic, and if because the whole systematic system is required to ensure that there must be a least loss of the you can say the chemicals in order to synthesize the drug, and energy and the cost, it must be cost effective as well. And if we are synthesize lot of molecule and they are testing on the animals, it means that we are testing on the animals, we are imparting them pain, etc., but the molecules are nothing to show. It means that before synthesizing the series or the molecules or the drug molecules, we must first go through the molecular modeling and the drug design procedures. Next are the important aspects of the molecular modeling. Molecular modeling is divided into following important aspects, which are the predicting and visualizing both 2D and 3D molecular structures, and first predict and visualize as such on the computer, like both their 2D and the 3D structures and molecular structures. And then is the database storage of thousands of older and newer medicinal compound. It means that medicinal compound is already present in the computer system or the database, and this whole database is well organized in terms of the structural similarities, in terms of the functional group, which type of the functional group is contained in the molecule instead, in spite of the active ingredient as well, and their respective characteristics as well. It means that like you may understand in such a way that there is a tabulation form on the computer system. It's showing the, if you name enter the name of one drug, like it's the coamoxiclav, then it will show the its 2D structure, 3D structure, and it's related to all these compounds, and it will also show its the characteristic property, how it will absorb, what's its water solubility, how it will show its action as well. And then is devising several highly sophisticated analytical tools for carrying out the characterization of the various molecular properties. Analytical tool, it means that if you have synthesized the drug molecule, you must go through its what's its IR spectrum, H1, C13, and you can say EIMS, which showing the how many proton counts, carbon count is there, what functional important group is there. It means that whole spectral, you can say, confirmation is there, and Uh, Several sophisticated analytical tools are also used for the characterization of the various molecular properties, like lambda max of the compound may be taken, or its further kinetic studies may be done, or you can say there are multiple or the series of the methodologies which must be taken into account. And next is the atomic level simulation in the behavioral pattern of the newly developed drug molecule. What behavioral pattern it will show after the, you can say, what type of the pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics will be shown by these drug molecule. Next is the methodology. And in molecular modeling, there are two different extensively studied methodologies. Number first is molecular mechanics, and number second is quantum mechanics. These studies are just like the physics. It means that we are going to study some parameters or some definitions or some basic concept of the physics in the chemistry in order to understand the molecular modeling, and how this molecular modeling will be carried out in order to next synthesize the biological important molecules. And in molecular mechanics, like here is shown the molecule, the carbons are connected to one another, and the hydrogen just like a spring. It means that the covalent bond is behaving like a spring. And van der Waal forces are showing between the molecules which are not connected through the uh, an equivalent bond. But always remember these van der Waal forces are acting through the space. And then is the electrostatic interactions as well, and bond length, angle. These all are important. How the like bending or the stretching occurs between the bonded atoms, about the bond, how bond bend, how bond stretch, and so on. What's the role of electronegativity? What's the role of the strength of the bond? And quantum mechanics as well, which show that like the 3D structure of the various compound are shown. How in the space these molecules are, you can say the spatial arrangement. What's the spatial arrangement of these molecule? And because spatial arrangement of the 3D structure is very important in order, because these drug molecule has to behave as a ligand and they must bind towards the receptor. It means that there must be similarity, or these structural information must be complementary to one another. First is molecular mechanics, and in general, molecular mechanics visualizes a specific molecule. How it will visualizes any molecule or specific molecule, as molecule consists of many atoms, and these atoms are cooperating with one another as the cooperation of atoms, and whose interactions may be explained by the Newton mechanics. And what are the salient features? The salient features with regard to the fundamental aspect of molecular mechanics is that it would not only elaborate the critical explanation of the parameterization. It means that parameterization is very important, and parameterization of the which of the force field. What is parameterization? It is the process of finding parametric equation of curve, surface, and what's the force field? Force field is the vector field that describe a non-contact force which is acting on the particle. If it means that if it's a particle, then there are number of the forces which are acting on it, but they are not indirectly in contact or surface contact, and at the various position in the space. and it's mean the molecule around the molecule. We are uh, studying what's happening in its space as a result of experimental data. It means that molecular mechanics, it will definitely uh, sense a molecule as it consists of like different corporations between the atom, and its important feature is to you can say the study the perimerization of the force field. Force field is that uh, as the molecule is the combination of the atom, and around this atom, around this molecule, there is build-up of field. Field mean like magnetic field, field like electric field. It means that yes, these molecule or these atoms are the species or the entities in such a way, yes, they can generate electric field, they can generate the magnetic field. It means that in molecular mechanics you will study these aspects. I have given the definitions of certain terminologies I have told you earlier in order to assist you. And what are the Newton mechanics? It's the or the classical mechanics. It's the mathematical study of the motion of every object, and of every object in this case is the atom, is the molecule, is the electronic cloud, is its nucleus, and the forces that affect them. And these forces, it may be operate through the covalent bond, or it may operate through the space. Like it may be the secondary type of forces, may be electrostatic one, it may be the dipole interactions, or it may be the van der Waal. And the mathematical study of the motion of every day objects and the forces that affect them is called classical mechanics. And classical mechanics is also called as Newton mechanics because nearly the entire study builds on the work of Newton. And it also deals with the clarity of the thought for significantly better understanding of the intricacy of the drug design. It means that the inner thought or what the drug design, it's what's the message of the drug design. It means that yes, the molecular modeling is also dealing with the some you can say aspects of the drug design. Therefore the molecular modeling is important for understanding the intricacy or the very delicate like steps, very delicate information um, for the drug design. And interaction which are taking place between the atoms are classified into two categories. It means that interactions which are taking place between the atom, and these atoms are bonded in a molecule. What type of these interactions? These may be the bonded class or these may be the unbonded class. And today we are first discussing the bonded class. You can say the interactions, and it essentially comprises of the bonded atoms which are assumed to possess a spring constant. Like the you can say the covalent bond is behaving like a spring and the atoms are behaving like a ball. It means that it's the atom or the molecule may be visualized as the spring and the ball model, and it specifically determine the precise energy of deformation provided by the resulting from experimental bond length. It means that when you are going to discuss some bonded atoms in the molecule, two things are important. What's the distance or the bond length between the bonded atom, and what are the bond angle which they are making about a certain atom. Like if there are three atoms, and it means that there must be some central atom and the two atoms must be bounded at the end. It means that the bond will be about the central atom. It means that yes, the energy of deformation must be it will be originated by like the bonds are going to stretch, bonds are going to be bent, it means that there must be some deformation. Deformation is change in angle and so on, and there must be changes in energy. It means that in bonded class, these studies comprised of these all type of the information. Here is like shown the chemical tabulation form for the chemical bond and their spring constant. Like in case of van der Waal forces, the spring constant is smaller one, like it's the 7 Newton per meter, and it's higher one in case of covalent bond, and it's the 700. While for the hydrogen ion bond and the disulfide bond, it's also very spring constant is higher one. That's the 700 Newton per meter. And second one is the spring model of a simple lithium fluoride crystal. The atoms are bonded in the crystal in the alternative fashion, like the green and the orange color is showing, and they all are connected through the spring. Spring means through the bond. Next is the bonded class, and examples are atoms which are bonded, like atoms with 1,3 interactions, and 1,3 interactions mean that the atoms that are directly linked to the same atoms get duly elimination from the van der Waal list. It means that they do possess a specific energetic term relating the deviation distinctly from an ideal and conventional bond angle. It means that because the at again due to the electronegativity difference, due to the role of the you can say lone pair of the electrons in the molecule, due to the electropositivity, negativity, pulling behavior, pushing behavior, they the bond are always in the state of like deformation, in the stretching, or the bonds angle is going to be minimized, maximized, increase, decrease. Bond length is going to be increase or the decrease due to the all type of the vibrations, and therefore there must be deviation from the ideal or the conventional bond angle. Like there are the conventional bond angles for the molecules which are formed through the hybridization, sp2, sp3 and so on. Bond angle must be like for the sp3 like the tetrahedral, or angle must be like some angles like they must be 180, or for the linear one, and so on 109.5. It means that there must be uh, your thought that there must be some deviation from these conventional bond angles. And next is the atoms with the 1,4 interactions. Like there is a chain, or you can say the bonding between the atoms in such a way that three bonds are going to be built up, and there are presence of the four atoms, and 1,4 interactions, and they categorically define a torsional relation which is invariably characterized and parameterized depending solely about upon the exact kind of the four connected atoms responsible for defining the torsion angle. And it means that this angle is not the torsion angle. Torsion angle is like that. I will discuss it in the next slide very clearly. Here you must understand that there, yes, the four atoms are connected through the three covalent or the sigma bonds, and these bonds are dealt as the spring, and there must be the spring constant of each and every bond. And for the torsion angle, minimum there must be the four atoms connected through the uh, three covalent bonds, and atoms which are connected with the 1,4 interaction, there must be the defining of establishment of the torsional relation, and these connections are in such a way that the atoms must be responsible for defining the torsion angle. And how this torsion angle is determined, first you must know what's the torsion angle. Torsion angle is also known as the dihedral angle, and dihedral in sense a way that here are the four atoms. If I will make a bond like here, and I will make a bond second one here, it means that here is the bond which is between 1, 2, and 3 atoms. And if the bond is drawn here like this will be the bond between first, second, and third atom. Then what about the torsional angle? Torsional angle will be in such a way, it's these bonds, when we are going to draw these angles, we are defining these lengths as the simple lines. But for the torsional angle, you must consider that there is presence of one plane here and second plane, like I am drawing second plane here. It means that one plane which is present like this and second plane which is present like this, then there must be angle between this left plane and the right plane, and this the angle between the two planes will be the torsional angle. It means that it's not the angle between the two atoms, it's the angle between the two planes, and in one plane there is presence of three atoms, and therefore for the torsion angle, it is formed by the three consecutive bonds in a molecule, and it's defined by the angle which is created between the two outer bonds. It means that not the inner one, and basically it deals with the planes. It's also showing the just bond stretching can occur over here, angle bending and non bonded interactions can be occurred between these two atoms which are not bonded through the covalent bond, but these interaction must be occurred through the space. The electronic status for the trans amide and the cis amide configuration, which are entirely different, is shown over here in the next slide. And they have altogether different bond lengths and the bond angle due to the presence of the similar or the bulky group on the same side of the double bond or on the different side of the or the opposite side of the double bond. And therefore the different parameter sets may be employed for arriving at an accurate and the precise results, because if we will deal that these bond angles and bond lengths are same for the cis and trans, then the whole you can say the concept will be erupted. And therefore the Jorgensen and Gao in 1988 demonstrated and proved the clear-cut distinction between the uh, conformation between these two states, like these, what the conformational states, uh, like for the transamide and the cisamide, like first is the transamide, second one is the cisamide, and in the transamide there is presence of the methyl group on the opposite side, but for the cis these two methyl group are present on the same side. For trans, the angle is shown in the parenthesis, whereas the other like 1.515 is the bond length between these two. Here is the angle. Again, you can see from here, in case of cis, this bond angle is 116, but it's 115 here in case of trans. And yes, this angle around this bond is also changed, and look the bond lengths, they are not the same one in the trans and the cis form. It means that while dealing with the configurational isomers or the trans or cis geometry, yes, it must be kept into mind that there must be emphasis on the bond angle and the bond length in order to determine the molecular modeling and to build the relationship between molecular modeling and the drug design. Interestingly, various other extreme important and rather difficult aspects of molecular mechanics remains to be electrostatics. And what are these? Like first is the dipole-dipole interaction, and you know very well the dipole-dipole interactions. These are due to the presence of non-symmetrical distribution of electronic cloud, which is prevailing between the atoms, and these atoms they are different in electronegativity. This concept you have many times gone through, that to the electronegative difference between the chlorine and the hydrogen. Yes, there is uh, appearance of the dipoles, positive, negative, and therefore attract positive and so on, like attraction build up like this. And number next is dispersive interactions. Why we are discussing these? Because these all are important for the molecular modeling. And dispersive interactions mean that it is essentially caused due to the interaction of actually induced dipoles very much existing within the electron cloud, and because the molecules attain a definite close proximity to one another, and in fact specifically give rise to the specific attractive segment pertaining to the non-bonded van der Waal interactions. Like here is a symmetrical molecule and the unsymmetrical molecule, and dispersive interactions occurs because the positive center attract the negative one, and therefore after these interactions there is unsymmetrical distribution of the electronic cloud uh, through the through both these molecule, and it means that the dispersive interactions for the dispersive interactions they must be the induced dipoles. It means the dipoles in the molecule over which the dipoles are induced or the produced, and due to the presence of some electronic cloud, and that electronic cloud uh, will definitely it's in close proximity to the you can say this unsymmetrical molecule, and therefore the dispersive interaction will take place. And next is the charge dipole interaction. And charge dipole interactions occurs between like a charge and the molecule in which already dipole is present. And it's due to the definitive charged entity critically interacting with the permanent dipole. Like in this molecule, there is permanent dipole. It's not the induced one. It's not due to the presence of the certain other charge, but it's already present in a molecule, and which could be tackled conventionally and easily by taking into account the ensuing charge distinctly interacting with the two prevailing charges, and strategically and what's the strategy? Well, it's the location at the poles of the dipole. It means that if it's the q charge, it may be bear the positive or the negative one, but it's interacting with the dipole, and dipole in a sense that which has the definite charge entity, and in such a way definite charges positive and negative in the in case of like permanent dipoles, and some nearby charge interact with this permanent dipole, and there must be some like r is the distance between it, and how it will interact with this dipole, it will decide what's the charge quantity and what's the distance between them. Next is the charge-charge interaction. It must be between these two charges, and these two charges can be Q1 and Q2. Simple example is shown from here, like for the magnesium, which bears the positive charge, and for the certain charge like negative, and how it will develop a secondary type of interaction with it in order to be well bounded with it. It means that Q1 may be the charge on one side or the one entity, and Q2 on the second one. It means that there is energy of interaction according to Coulomb's law, and Q1 and Q2 are the two charge bearing entities, and dielectric constant of the medium will also show its effect, and the distance between the charges, it's if it's more than the energy of interaction will be lower one. Next is the quantum mechanics, and quantum mechanics or the quantum mechanical model, and it presents for the acceptance the most elaborative and the plausible description of what a molecule chemical behavioral pattern, how it's the molecule, what's the chemistry of the molecule, what type of behavior it will show. It means that whether this molecule will behave as a nucleophile, electrophile, what type of chemistry it will show, acidity, basicity, and so on. It has been established beyond any reasonable doubt that a large or excessive amount of vital molecular characteristic features are only able to be reached by the help of quantum mechanical methods. It means that the different molecular characteristic features can only be interpreted or described by the quantum mechanics method. And as they are essentially and the explicitly certainly require a detailed description with regard to the specific electronic structure of the molecule. It means that in whole paragraph, what's the emphasis on? It, it's the emphasis on the chemical behavior of the molecule, the electronic structure of the molecule, and the different characteristics which are due to the molecular different chemical behavior due to the behavior like nucleophilicity, electrophilicity, electronegativity, positivity, acidity, or the basicity of the some molecule, electron withdrawing, donating factor, and these all factors are underlining the specific electronic structure of the molecule. Because why we are discussing the specific electronic structure, I have told you earlier, yeah, these molecules are important and for the drug design, and these molecules are important because they must be complementary towards the receptors, because the receptor are the proteins. Yes, they also bear the functionalities, and to these functionalities, these ligands molecule which we are going to synthesize, which we are going to formulate by the certain synthetic procedures, and yes, they consist of the different molecular behavior. Yes, they consist of the different electronic structures. Yes, therefore, due to these all backgrounds, quantum mechanics treatment are important one. And you know that all properties are dependent upon the electronic structure, and therefore all calculation must be related initially to these methodologies. And much to one's dismay, the prevailing practical limitation with regard to the availability of computer time may drastically minimize the actual volume of these investigative studies merely to small figure, nearly tens of atoms. It means that due to the involvement of computer, due to the involvement of softwares, yes, these which are the studies which were nearly hit and trial, which were going to consist of large drug designing, they are going to be you can say summarized. And therefore, the ultimate calculations involving the quantum mechanics should be used most carefully and judiciously to solve such intricate problematic queries, which may attract enough interest to support relatively huge financial implication. And it means that yes, quantum mechanical models are important, which deal with the molecular structures, molecular modeling, and different interactions. And in order to solve all these problems, which are going to be very drastic in sense of finance, and therefore, importantly, at the expense of huge computational cost, quantum mechanics make available reasonably acceptable and precise information with regard to two vital aspects. And what are these two vital aspects? They are the nuclear status, what's the position of the molecule, and the electronic distribution, what type of molecule is there, how the electron are distributed in this pattern. Therefore, the quantum mechanics essentially and predominantly plays three important roles related to the ever expanding domain of the drug design. Ever expanding means the drug design domain or the platform, which is expanding day by day due to the lot of inventions, innovations, due to the lot of structural information which are going to be discussed after the formulation and the synthesis of lot of molecules. And it's the approximation of the charge in the molecule, and then is the characterization of the resultant molecular electrostatic potentials, because in molecule all molecules are producing the potential. And parameterization of the molecular mechanics. Parameterization and parameterization, you will discuss the force field, you will discuss the what is the bond strength, what is the bond angle, what is the spring constant, and the applications of the quantum mechanics in the field of molecular mechanics. And it means that quantum mechanics, you are going to discuss the quantum mechanics into the molecular mechanics, and it may be categorized into three vital groups. And what are these vital groups? These are the charge and the electrostatics. And number second is the parameterization of the force field. Next is the chemical reaction, and in terms of modeling. And then next is the design of the transition state inhibitors. It means that for each reaction there are inhibitors, like for each enzymatic control reaction there are inhibitors as well. And therefore these all applications of the quantum mechanics in the molecular mechanics is overall very important. It deals with the charges, it deals with the distribution of charges, electrostatics, and the force field, and chemical reaction modeling, how it will occurs. It's all about today's lecture. And for assignment you have to prepare the describe how the parameter found for the different energy terms in a typical molecular mechanics potential function. And next is the give detailed account for the steepest descents and the Newton Raphson in optimization of the molecular geometric techniques. Student, I hope you will understand it. This topic is a little bit different, and because the molecular modeling, drug design, computational, and combinatorial chemistry, these all are not the newer one. Much of the work has been done on it, and therefore these terminologies must be understood first in order to actually synthesize the drug molecule in the laboratory. And best wishes and Allah Hafiz.